Hello, my name is Sarah Ball, and my business is wireless telemetry. This idea came to me in June 2018 when I was working as a nursing assistant at CMC Memorial. One of the biggest problems that many of my patients faced was not because of their illness. It was because of the multiple wires that they were connected to at all times that monitored their hearts. I saw that these wires caused unnecessary discomfort to my patients while they were already in a very uncomfortable and nerving state while being in an environment that they're not used to, the hospital. This is when wireless telemetry came to me. I thought, what if I could make a product that didn't have any unnecessary wires, was lightweight, could withstand anything that the patient put it through, was comfortable for the patients to wear, and was also easy to use. Now that I am almost 3 years in the making of this product, I have found that there are two directions that I could take it. When used at home, Bluetooth can be used to transmit the data to the monitor, which would either be the patient's phone or a computer. When used in the hospital, the frequency that would need to be used is allocated by the wireless medical telemetry systems. They have set aside 14 megahertz of spectrum specifically for this use. As you can see, this product is not completely wireless yet. This is because the leads need to be connected together so that they can give an accurate reading. At the top of the image to your right, you can see the power source hangs from the patient's neck. This power source is also used to transmit the data to the preferred monitor. This means the wired connection to the monitor is no longer needed. Wireless telemetry will continue searching for a way to remove all wires, even the ones between the leads, to provide our patients with even more comfort. Our target customer at this time are patients that primarily use home health care. These patients suffer from one or more chronic illnesses and most require constant heart monitoring. Many of these patients suffer from a respiratory illness and have oxygen, a ventilator, or a CPAP machine at home. When there is a respiratory illness, more times than not, there is also a cardio illness. This is why these patients would benefit from having a telemetry system at home that would allow them to carry out their normal activities of daily living while still having constant monitoring of their heart. The home healthcare market was worth $237.05 billion in 2016 and is projected to grow tremendously to $353.56 billion in just 2 short years from now. These statistics make home healthcare a great market to introduce a new product into. Our marketing will be largely performed by an existing medical device company that we will establish a licensing agreement with. This company will also be the means of production and distribution of our product. Our selling strategy will involve integrating our product with another product or system that is already being used for at-home healthcare. This other product would most likely be used for a respiratory illness. Wireless telemetry will be selling business to business and will be operating as an original equipment manufacturer. As you can see, wireless telemetry does have many competitors, and this is just a short list of them. Philips Medical is a device that is already being used in hospitals, and many of you may have experienced or used this product before. A LiveCore and ECG check are very similar to each other, and you have probably seen them advertised before. They are devices that can project your heart rhythm just by placing 2 of your fingers on the device. One negative about these devices is that they cannot constantly monitor your heart. Wireless telemetry knows that there are many competitors, but we are ready to develop our product to have a competitive advantage at all times. On this slide, you can see our financial projections for the first 3 years of sales. We intend to start sales at the beginning of 2022. We should break even within 2 years of sales, and by the end of our 3rd year, we would have made a product of $1.8 million. On this slide, you can see our forecast for the first 3 years of sales, which include the financials projections from the previous slide. In our first year, we project to have at least 25 customers, and we expect to grow tremendously after that. We would also like to keep our employees at a minimum since we will be licensing our product to a medical equipment manufacturer for production and distribution. At this time, we are still at the prototyping and proof of concept phase. To move on to our next phase of testing and production, we will need a substantial amount of funding to do so. Our initial funding for the next step of our plan will be the $10,000 from the West Virginia Business Plan Competition and the funding from the Fall Idea Challenge. This funding will primarily be used to finish our prototyping and start our developmental phase. For further funding, I will apply to enter the NSF I-Corps cohort during the fall of 2021 to potentially receive a grant of $50,000 for customer discovery and validation. While participating in I-Corps, I will apply for the SBIR and STTR funding since the application process takes 6 to 9 months. This funding will provide $150,000 or more to complete the developmental phase and move on to the testing and production phase for our business. Now, I hope that you see the value and need for wireless telemetry in our hospitals and hospitals all around the world. Thank you for your time.